Now we will discuss composition and classification of fats and oil. As we already discussed that they are either in the form of they could be solid such as butter or ghee, mostly saturated fats, and they could be in the liquid form normally called as vegetable oil such as canola oil or soybean oil or corn oil. Let's see about the classification system of fats and oil. This table actually shows in its column like number of carbon atoms. You can see we have got 4, 6, 14, 16, 18 carbon fatty acids. Then these fatty acids can be classified as saturated fatty acids or unsaturated fatty acids. Then if you look at 4 carbon fatty acid, which is butyric acid, it is not present anywhere. It's only present in case of butter here. It's a small chain fatty acid. Another small chain fatty acid, caproic acid, is a 6 chain fatty acid, 6 carbon fatty acid. It is very small amount present in coconut oil and it's only 2% in case of butter. These are small carbon fatty acids not present predominantly in most of the commonly used fat and oil products. And if you talk about the larger or the more bigger fatty acids like 14 carbon or 16, 18 carbon fatty acids, they are predominantly there. As you can see here, they are mostly present in all the different forms. So 14 carbon compound is called myristic acid. This is 18% present, predominantly present in coconut oil, and very small amount present in cottonseed or lard or mutton, etc. And then again 10% of this is present in butter. So you can see that all these compounds like butter or mutton or lard or cottonseed oil or corn, they all have got different composition. Palmitic acid is a 16 carbon fatty acid. This is present in almost all the different products here in varying amount from 6 to 30 in butter. Stearic acid is another 18 carbon fatty acid. Again, this is present in varying amounts in different food products. So we talked about all these saturated fatty acids here. Now let's talk about the unsaturated fatty acid. Again, they are 18 carbon as we see here. If 18 carbon is a saturated fatty acid, this is called stearic acid. If this is unsaturated, it can be oleic or it can be linoleic acid. So these unsaturated fatty acids such as oleic acid is present in different amounts in all different food. Its maximum, the highest amount is there in lard and then in the groundnut oil. If you talk about this linoleic acid, again this is present predominantly in most of the products, but its amount could be as low as 2% or it could be as high as 54% in corn oil. So you can see that every different type of oil or fat or oil product, it have got very different composition when it comes to their fatty acid composition. So similarly, there can be other acids. As I said that we normally have up to 24 carbon fatty acids. So they might be present in small amount as well, but they are predominantly present in coconut oil, and the rest of the products would have smaller amounts of these fatty acid as part of their composition. So dear student, this is how we discussed about composition, different different fatty acids, their structure, their chain length, and their relative proportion or relative amount present in different products, different fats and oil products. Now fatty acid, as we have seen that they can be classified as saturated or unsaturated fatty acids. There could be small fatty acids such as 2 carbon or 4 carbon fatty acids. 2 carbon fatty acid is acetic acid, which is present in vinegar, or there could be 4 carbon like butyric acid present in butter, or 12 to 18 carbon fatty acid, as we discussed that they are predominantly present in most of the food, and they are normally part of lard or tallow or vegetable. These are the vegetable derived fats and oil. Fatty acid can be saturated, unsaturated, monounsaturated, polyunsaturated, depending upon the saturation or the double bonds present in the structure of these fatty acids. So as we discussed that 18 carbon oleic acid and linoleic acid is present in olive and corn respectively. Similarly, the vegetable oils are normally less unsaturated, they are more unsaturated as compared to the fat which are more saturated. If we talk about the animal source of fats, they are predominantly saturated fats because they have got less amount of saturation in the fatty acid structure, as well as the carbon length of fatty acid is quite bigger and larger as compared to the fatty acid found in oils. Normally they are not considered very healthy because of certain factors like the saturation factor. There is more amount of cholesterol present in the products derived from animal sources such as butter and ghee or lard and tallow. Another important health concern is trans fatty acid, which are present in the animal derived fats, and these trans fats are also produced during frying or during heating, and these trans fatty acids are one of the significant important health concern because they are very much linked with the heart disease. So in this module we discussed about the fats, their sources, their chemical structure, and some of their properties or classification of these fats and oils into different categories.